I'm
Hello,
sorry.
everyone, and welcome back to a very exciting episode of Sandbox. We're now at episode 21, Jamie. What do you think about that?
I think it's like your 21st birthday. You could be 20, and although that should be more significant, because our culture is so defined by the Americans, 21 becomes more exciting for us.
What a start. And true, it's based in scientific fact. So, Jamie, what are you drinking today?
Um, so today I am drinking um, BB number 11 Session
Ooh,
IPA.
that sounds exciting.
Um, I wish it was a stout because it's black, but it's not. It's another bloody IPA. So
Yeah,
this one's got like a little rating system on the back. So we've got
like us.
yeah, malt 2 out of 5,
Interesting.
hops 4 out of 5, yeast 1 out of 5, bitterness 3 out of 5. So you don't even need my tasting impressions now. You've got it all on the tin.
Yeah, we don't even need to ask you what you think. No one
But
needs to hear your relevant opinion anymore, Jamie.
oh, I've gone right in, Jack.
Yeah?
Oh man,
While you're doing that, I'm going to be pouring my special drink. Oh, can you hear that glug glug? Oh, it stopped. I promise it glugged.
it smells so
So,
nice.
yeah? They didn't put that on the back, did they? I bet there's no ratings for scent or charm.
There's no scent. The charm goes without saying. It's black, and I guess it looks kind of cool.
What, the whole thing is black, there's no design.
No, it says number 11 on the front. Other than that,
Fair.
it's black.
Well, do you want to know what I'm drinking, Jamie?
What's that, Jack? Go on, tell us.
I'm drinking a very exciting beer Moretti. But I like beer Moretti. So, that's not too shabby.
Wow, how exciting!
Yeah, so the issue is you live with just you and your girlfriend, so you do your own shopping and can get fancy ales. I live with my parents still. So my parents do the shopping because, lockdown. I'm not complaining, I like beer and Moretti, but I mean it just limits my creativity in terms of which
Basically, you're saying
crazy
that
alcohols.
your parents lack the creativity to fuel your passionate beer podcast
Basically,
sessions.
I'm an ungrateful little brat.
You are you're a little bit of a brat, actually. So
Yeah.
I think we should start talking about some news, and I think you should start it off. Actually,
Okay,
in
I'm
fact,
starting us off with a segment we've never done before, Jamie.
Jack, just don't say anything. I had to go and wipe my nose, and having silence makes it really obvious where the cut needs to be.
I bet that was absolutely disgusting for the audience to witness.
Right, carry on. Sorry.
So, Jamie, I'm starting us off with a new segment this week. It's called Movie News, which we don't usually do. We usually just do
Ooh.
game news, at least since the podcast's revival. I have two specific bits of movie news this week. I don't
Throw
know
it
how
out.
exciting they're going to be for you, but I'm very excited for both. The first one that I'm excited for, that I don't know about you, Taika Waititi is going to direct and co-write a new Star Wars movie.
Yes, I saw it.
So
Oh, so
I've
cool.
kind of gone off Star Wars a bit as of late. Obviously, like, I would watch the originals endlessly. I love them. And, I mean, even the prequels are fun. I like The Force Awakens, etc. This isn't a Star Wars review.
So I
Um,
feel like at this point, it's no longer a hot take. It's a cold take to
it's
moan about
it's
Star Wars.
it's ice cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one hates Star Wars more than the fans. But I love Taika Waititi. I've loved every single film he's made. Thor Ragnarok, one of the best Marvel movies. Jojo Rabbit, I loved. Saw it in cinemas.
Yep.
Our friend cried. Um, yeah, Hunt for the Wilder People, What We Do in the Shadows, all great, all good stuff. And I'm excited for this. He seems to be in a stage of his career where he's doing like one for them, one for me. He'll make a big budget, big Hollywood movie, And then after that, they'll be like, okay, now you've done that. Now we'll let you make whatever film you want to. And then he makes a comedy about the Hitler Youth. So I'm excited to see what comes after the Star Wars film. Because then he'll have free
enjoyed
reign
that movie
again.
a lot.
What, Jojo Rabbit?
Mhm.
Yeah, very good. I don't know if we've talked about that actually, which would be bizarre. We watched the trailer on Sandbox.
We haven't actually talked about it. I did. I watched it on a different day.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's Oscar winning. Oh, it says here his next film will be a football comedy, Next Goal Win, starring Michael Fassbender and Elizabeth Moss. You heard it here first, folks. I didn't even know about that.
This is
So that's good.
exclusive news. Only given out by this podcast.
I'm intrigued to see how much they let him do with Star Wars, because Thor Ragnarok, they gave him a lot of control, which was
Yeah.
relatively surprising for Marvel. You know, like they took Edgar Wright off of Ant-Man for the same thing.
Yeah,
But there were still moments where you could tell it was kind of studio meddling. It wasn't Taika Waititi. The whole sister storyline with Hela, I don't think that was Taika Waititi at all.
No.
But it didn't affect the movie for me, at least. But yeah,
I hope.
I can't
they
imagine
just
a Taika Waititi Star Wars.
They turn around
I
to
can't
him.
imagine it being silly enough.
They turn around to him and say, "Well, it realistically, it's going to be like a thick spin-off. Like it's going to be very much separate to the Star Wars universe, canon, obviously, but it'll be its own little adventure. Which personally, I think it should be. I think
that's what they should do.
That'd
with the
be really
series.
sweet.
Yeah,
Because
less Skywalkers.
the whole universe is so stupid, and the story makes no sense. It's rubbish.
Oh, I mean, there's so much incredible lore from the extended universe to take from. They need to branch out more. There's so much there. They could do a lot with it. They could do so many cool concepts.
On the other hand, they reintroduced Darth Maul, and to my knowledge, he hasn't come back, or has he come back?
I think that's in preparation for the Obi-Wan movie starring Ewan McGregor. Personally,
No way! I didn't know they were doing that. Oh man.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's confirmed. It might not be
so.
confirmed, but I'm sure it is confirmed. They're doing an Obi-Wan movie, and Ewan McGregor is the age he would be at that point, so I'm sure that's what that's for.
That is such a good idea. Oh yes.
I hope it's something completely different, which I don't know if it will be knowing what they've been doing. But I want a Star Wars story film that is completely separate from anything we've seen, unlike Rogue One and Solo, which I didn't hate either of them. In fairness, I really liked Rogue One, but
I think
I want something really different.
They could hone in more on the story part of the sub franchise, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I thought Rogue One was really good. Actually, I thought that was excellent.
I liked Rogue One. I
I
liked it less on rewatches. I found it more boring, but I do like it a lot still.
Wasn't particularly fussed with Solo.
No, me neither.
Nah.
I liked aspects, and I kind of liked it more if you just separate it from the fact that like he's playing Han Solo. Like again, it would be better as its own separate thing.
I think
as a fun campy space
quite
adventure.
a lot of that movie in my head, I kept having to remind myself that this is indeed Han Solo.
Yeah.
Like, not convincing Han Solo at all. That's just a different character. Why did they have to make him Han Solo? It could have just been a completely different character.
And the worst parts of that film are the parts that were Han Solo. Oh, you're alone, Han Solo. And when he's like, Chewbacca, that's too long. I got to think of another name. All different things.
Because at the beginning of that movie, sorry, a bit of a tangent, but
no, that's fine. Let's do it. Star Wars episode.
When they're on that planet that's been taken over by the Empire. That is awesome. So every other time we've seen the Empire, it's like everyone's a stormtrooper, right? This was, oh no, here's an Empire controlled planet, and this is what the people look like. These are people who have been enslaved, basically.
Yeah.
And then they have that awesome scene where there's like a war straight after, like a battle with the Empire as well, and it kind of felt like World War II.
That's literally. I was saying this the other day that I wanted more of Han in the Empire. That would have been a really cool movie. Why did they have to do the Castle Run?
Yeah,
we don't need to see that. That thing he
I thought
mentioned once.
the best part of that movie was the first act, I think.
Yeah, no, for sure. The Imperial War stuff was cool, and I liked Donald Glover as Lando.
Yeah.
I thought Alden Eldring Rich, however you say his name, I thought he was pretty good as Han. I really liked him in Hail Caesar. I just really wanted Ansel Elgort to play Han Solo from Baby Driver. I thought he would have been really cool as a young
Aw,
Han.
that's such a good pick.
Because I mean, just
Yeah.
Baby Driver, he just seems like a young Han Solo.
Thank you for saying blah de blah from this well known film, because otherwise I wouldn't know who you were talking about.
Yeah, I mean he's relatively obscure other than like Fault in Our Stars and that. Yeah, I think he would have been a good pick, but yeah, I still thought it was okay. Yeah, I think that's another thing I liked about Rogue One was that part where they went. I can't remember what it was now, what planet it was on, the desert planet. They were in that kind of little like trading city sort of place.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
And there's kind of like a rebel ambush on the stormtroopers and stuff. I really like that whole scene because it felt really like a war, and I
It,
like it when they do stuff like that.
yeah, you exactly like when it actually, yeah, when Star Wars feels like a Star War,
Yeah,
which is
and
crazy, isn't it? But they are the
one of the
best
things I
bit.
found really exciting about Force Awakens was Finn being a defective stormtrooper, and then they didn't do anything with that. His whole plotline should have been like freeing stormtroopers or something throughout the
Right.
films, but then he just
I
starts
think
killing stormtroopers.
we're gonna move on
We will
because
move on because that is the
honestly,
last thing I had to
we
say.
both know that this conversation will go on for easily the length of this
It's only
podcast.
Star
Like,
Wars. I do want to say one more thing
yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah, go for it.
I want to say that I can't imagine Taika Waititi doing a whole Star Wars film because his style is silly and Star Wars at its best is campy. And now there is a difference. So campiness is
Yeah,
when it's like the characters are taking it seriously, but you know that the film itself like isn't taking itself seriously or shouldn't be taking itself seriously.
I get what you're
But
saying.
silliness is when it's internally overtly silly.
I think look no further than Thor.
Mm.
I think if you want to see what
Yeah,
it's
but
going to be
Marvel
like,
films are silly. They're not always campy. They can be pretty silly.
but there's nothing wrong with silly in Star Wars if it's a
No, it's not.
separate story,
That's the thing.
completely
That's the thing.
separate.
You could do any genre because it's so expansive.
Yeah.
It could be great. And he directed the finale to The Mandalorian season 1, which I still haven't
Interesting.
seen,
Interesting.
and I've heard kind of mixed things, but mainly good.
I,
So I want to see that. That's
I have to
interesting.
admit, I
guess that was his
haven't
test run.
seen. Sorry, what did you say? Sorry.
No, I just said I guess that was his test run for the movie. Can he do an episode of Mandalorian? If
Honestly,
so, let's give him a film.
it probably was that, wasn't it?
He just won an Oscar, so why not? Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, I've kind of just gone off the Star Wars universe. I haven't watched Rise of Skywalker.
I
Um,
haven't. How
and
crazy is that?
I just think the whole Star Wars universe has been a bit poisoned for me now.
Yeah.
They kind of have done such a poor job managing the IP.
Or at least just for me, the Skywalker saga.
Yeah, but for me, it's and most people probably,
Yeah.
I find it very difficult to just put aside. They could do like all these amazing movies, and I probably would enjoy it, but it would always be poison for me because
Yeah.
so long as everything that they've done is canon, I can't help but it was like with the prequels. They never mentioned the prequels in the new trilogy. They just
Yeah.
they're like scarcely mentioned. I
Oh, they
hate that.
forget about it completely.
The prequels are not good movies, but
Mm.
they exist. They are canon, and so
Yeah.
in my opinion, they are. You need to mention them. You need to carry it forward, no matter what. Canon above everything else for me, because if it's a believable world, then you can get over all the flaws of those prequels. But if you
Yeah.
just have these huge robot armies on every planet having big battles, and there's no remains of that battle, it's only like 60 years. Like the new trilogy that takes place 60 years after the prequels or something.
Yeah.
There's gonna be like robots everywhere, right? Surely.
I just like the fact that the Jedi have become like legend.
I know.
It hasn't been that long, right? Yeah. I would
Anyway,
also argue that The
okay.
Phantom Menace was fun and Revenge of the Sith is a great movie, fight me. But moving on to the second bit of news today after Star Wars and Taika Waititi,
Ooh,
who we love.
exciting. There's more Star Wars news.
Oh no, there's different news. It's
Go on,
not Star Wars
go on,
related.
go
Don't
on,
worry,
go
we'll
on.
stop talking about that. Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Do you know where I'm going with this?
NASA.
Tom Cruise is going to be filming a movie in space with help from NASA and SpaceX. So
That is.
he's taken doing his own stunts too far. He's going to get swallowed into the abyss.
Maybe that's his way out of showbiz. They release a
his way
film,
out.
and there's like the ending scene when he jumps out. It's like no, he died.
He's a Scientologist. He is going to find Xandu, if that's the god's name. I don't know much about Scientology.
Probably a
Tom
good
Cruise
thing.
is like 55, right?
Yeah, he's not.
He's
not young.
57. He's nearly 60.
Yeah.
Thomas, calm down.
Tom Cruise in real life. The fact that he does Scientology, he's a bit of a weird guy. I think
He's a
we can
really
acknowledge
weird
that.
guy.
But he's genuinely he's a man of his craft when it comes to
Oh,
acting.
yeah.
Like, he really,
he's a weird guy.
He's
He's
a
an
shining,
inspiration.
Yeah, he's a shining example to all actors. I think he's fantastic. Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if he is. I don't know if people should follow this example.
We should follow his example in acting.
The things he does, his dedication for sure. Like,
Yeah.
no, I don't know any actor in history who's as dedicated as Tom Cruise. Like the Mission Impossible knife fight scene, had to rig up a thing so that he actually got like a knife like centimeter away from his eye and didn't get stabbed.
I didn't
He's
know
a
that.
crazy person. He
I
loves
didn't know
it.
that. That's so
He's-
funny.
He's definitely going to go into space without a
obviously-
suit on.
He got a taste for it with the plane scene in Ghost Protocol, and he's thirsty. He went high. But he wants to go higher. He wants to go. He wants to go the highest. He wants to go out of this orbit. I can't.
It's been building up for his
actually
whole career.
fathom how they're going to make that into a good movie. For the next 3 minutes of this podcast, you were going to listen to me and Jack have a little joke around, and talk about how ridiculous the idea of Tom Cruise filming in space really is. And we also mentioned how perhaps this was his plan all along. Unfortunately, you'll never hear this part of the podcast because we had an audio error. But instead, you got to listen to a good 45 seconds or so of my voice. So
Very, very space related. Go for it, Jamie. That was movie news.
So we got some. We'll build it up. We'll build it up. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got some like flash headlines first. So tomorrow, I've lived in this country all my life, and I've forgotten which way BST is to GMT. Is it plus an hour or minus an hour? I can't remember.
Oh, don't do this. That's what we have Google for. Well, BST is summer.
Yes, correct.
British summertime is 1 hour ahead of Greenwich Mean Time.
Okay, so tomorrow at 1:30 p.m., which is 12:30 GMT, I am going to be streaming my reactions to the Xbox Inside live stream, which is happening.
Yeah.
They are showing the very first third-party games running on the Xbox Series X.
That's pretty exciting stuff.
Pretty exciting. Which
Is
includes
the news that that's happening, or is the news that you're doing a live stream about it?
both. So it was announced a few days ago, and I'm gonna. The news is I'll be there. Whether or not that matters or not, this will most likely be more of a hey. If you're listening to this, I probably have my live stream with YouTube now. You should go and check out the channel.
Yeah, do it. Go look at our channel and subscribe, etc.
No, the news is that it's happening.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have. It's basically, I think it's confirmed. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is going to be shown like gameplay. It's going to be shown tomorrow.
That's exciting.
Pretty cool. Cyberpunk is most likely going to be there. Then again, this is to weave in another announcement. June the 11th, Cyberpunk are doing something. They've called it. Oh, what do they call it? Something live.
That doesn't narrow it down.
They called it Night City Wire, and they're basically it's going to be like a live stream of some gameplay or something. So that's June the 11th. So yeah, our first glimpse at what third party games are going to be like on the Series X, which is pretty cool.
It's pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fun. So you'll see my reactions. They also announced Xbox 2020, not the year. It's called Xbox.
Well, like 2020 vision.
20, yes, like 20/20.
Why is it so confusing?
And so every month leading up to the launch of the Xbox Series X, they are doing a Xbox Inside live stream, like the one tomorrow.
Okay.
And next month's one, they're going to be showing first party Xbox games. So tomorrow's third party, next month first party.
It's exciting stuff. That'll be
cool.
news for us then. That's something we can talk about every month.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
Some bad news. There's going to be no. This is a rumor actually. The rumor is that there's going to be no June Nintendo Direct.
Oh, that would be a bit sad. That's my birthday month.
Usually coincides with E3, which isn't happening. Rip.
June is a dead month. Great.
Yep.
Well, I guess I got to make it special myself.
But to round off our news segment, we've got some more Cyberpunk news, which I think is absolutely brilliant. I think it
always
was
exciting. Always exciting.
It was revealed this morning. So the ESRB rating company, have rated Cyberpunk, which is pretty cool. That's two things. So
it must be in quite a stage for that.
Exactly. It means that it's finished content-wise.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they wouldn't get it rated. So that's cool alone. But the cool bit is, it describes some of the things, some of the reasons as to why it's a mature game.
Bionic scenes.
You've got so you've got blood, obviously, and all that, drugs, a couple of swear words, that sort of spicy stuff.
Yeah, all the good ones. Genital
customization.
That's a rating by itself.
So they go into detail. It's not a rating. They like described it in a paragraph. So it's soft confirmed by the ESRB that you can actually on the character create screen customize your genitals.
Is it like Saints Row-esque where you can change the sizes, etc., or
yes? Well,
or can I have like a robot willy?
I mean, it said all we know, because obviously this isn't an official announcement. This is the ESRB.
That's very non-descriptive.
Genital customization. We already know that you're presented with a picture of like your naked form when you create your character. So it seems quite likely that we'll be able to make some incredibly creative individuals.
That's pretty hype.
Which this was something that they confirmed months ago now. The character that you make doesn't have to be binary. It can be any gender. That. Which means we get to create a character that has like extremely long tubular breasts and a gigantic willy at the same time. Which is the only way that you should be playing Cyberpunk 2077 in my opinion.
That very exciting? Do you think that'll be how it comes in? Like you just tick box which genitals you want?
I'm hoping it's like Fallout 4 when you can like just change it however you want in like molding clay. Because like have, you could go crazy. You could have like one testicle that's huge and the other one that's like tiny.
I like to think you tick the penis box, and then there's a slider, and you just push
exactly.
it along, and it moves all around the body depending on where you want to put it.
But yeah, like, but no, but it could be that though. I'm not even joking. They wouldn't go too crazy because it'll probably clip into some of this, like, you know.
It would probably ruin some cutscenes.
Yeah, like it wouldn't work with some of the clothing options.
Oh man.
But they put a lot of emphasis onto it's a cybernetic future where anyone could customize their body how they want. So
yeah.
I'm actually, obviously the whole genital thing is just kind of funny, but I am genuinely quite excited that it's probably going to be a really sick, detailed character creator, which I love it when they do that.
Oh yeah, I love me a character creator. I spend hours on them.
Mm-hmm.
Also, while it's like funny for us and for a lot of people, there's a chance it's actually going to be like inclusive for minorities. There might be people who are like, "Oh, this is great."
Yeah, no, the funny bit
thought.
is the fact that you can change the size of your genitals, because obviously people are going to make it really stupid looking.
Yeah, I mean
I say
we're not
stupid.
like trans people are funny. That's not the funny part.
It's actually like genuine, like it's genuinely progressive.
No, it is. And
Yeah.
that's why a lot of people are outraged, because they hate people being included in things.
It's that's a whole other conversation. That's just stupid. But you don't tend to get that sort of level of inclusion in a game, especially a game with this budget.
It is cool.
So I just thought,
very excited to use that character creator.
and obviously on the ESRB, which I thought it was more funny that all the websites are talking about how it also goes into detail about what the sex scenes are like, and I find it really funny that all these websites jump to making these headlines because they know exactly the sort of people who are going to be clicking on it. Like, ooh.
Oh, that's so funny. It reminds me of that tweet from a while ago.
What's that?
Oh, I don't even want to remember what it was. Google like cyberpunk sex tweet and it'll come up.
Brilliant.
It was some guy tweeting and like, "Oh, can we customize positions, etc." And then they just tweeted it back like, "What the fuck?"
I just find it really funny because it's never happened in a game before. Yeah, I just think it's going to be such a the meme potential is so high.
It's going to be good. I'm very excited for Cyberpunk.
Okay, so that is the news over.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sneakily slot in our space for our sponsor.
Ooh. Here it goes.
And now we're back. So, Jack.
Yep.
I want to, if you haven't been playing anything, I want to know what you've been watching. Give me a rundown of what you've been watching or playing.
I haven't been playing or watching a lot, as usual. I did play a game, a little blast from my past, the other day for a little cheeky video.
Ooh.
I played Theme Park World. Ever heard of Theme Park World?
No, I don't think I have. No.
It's a sequel to Theme Park, which had the more famous spiritual successor, Theme Hospital. Heard of that one?
Heard of Theme Hospital, yeah.
There you go. It's basically Theme Hospital, but with Theme Park. It came out in 1998, so it's very old, and it's like probably the first PC game I played. We used to play it all the time on a big, bulky family computer, and everyone would get really angry because it would slow everything down and crash constantly. So I downloaded it, and it did just that. It crashed, kept freezing.
Oh no!
But it only did that after about an hour of play. But luckily, I waited a while and it unfroze, so I managed to save everything and not lose all the footage. But I had a lot of fun. It holds up, in my opinion.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
It's really fast paced. The worst thing about it is there's like an advisor who talks to you throughout the game. Like, oh, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? He talks to you constantly. It's so annoying. I considered turning him off, but he's occasionally helpful, so I didn't. But It's great. It all came flooding back to me, and it made me really miss like management simulator games, simulation games. I used to play Jurassic Park Operation Genesis a lot. That was a good game.
Cool.
Build your own Jurassic Park.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, it's made me want to get into like what's it called? Roller Coaster World. God,
Right.
what's it called?
Planet Coaster.
Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo. Because I've heard good things about those and they look good. They look right on my street.
Can I throw out my opinion?
Throw it out.
So I've
In
got
the
Planet
trash.
Coaster.
Yeah.
It's not what you think it is.
Interesting. Tell me more.
So I was expecting. I like also like management sims a lot, and I
Yeah.
also think they're having like a kind of semi renaissance at the moment.
A little bit more Jurassic Park, more roller coaster games. Yeah.
And also 2 Point Hospital. That
Yeah.
came out recently. That's actually really good.
Actually, now I think there's hundreds.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway.
But Planet Coaster it's more of a roller coaster building game.
Okay. So
You
it's less
can-
about the management and the strategy of like money management and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is in there, but it's definitely emphasis is on building big, pretty theme parks. Obviously, the customization is insane. Like it's an amazing, probably the best roller coaster theme park builder on the
I've heard
market.
that. That still appeals to me. I would miss
Fair.
the challenge, but I think I'd still enjoy it a lot. I mean, it's like a few years old now. I don't know why I've never got it. Longer than that, probably.
Yeah. It is pretty old now, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. That'll go up soon. I've got a lot of footage to edit. Do you want me to talk about what I've been watching?
Yeah. Do it.
So we, as a continuation from last week, we watched Captain Marvel and Avengers Endgame.
Oh yes.
I don't know if we've talked about Endgame before, but I'm adamant we must have.
We must have. We must have.
We must have. So I won't dwell on that long. Captain Marvel was more boring than I remembered, but I still very much enjoyed the first and maybe the first half of the second act.
Mhm.
It kind of got worse for me when Samuel Jackson was in it less because I thought their chemistry was good.
Yep.
And the digital de-aging was very impressive.
Mhm.
And Endgame was probably better than I remembered. It's so good.
Nice.
A lot of fan service and stuff, but I just love all the time travel. Spoilers, I guess. I'm not going to talk much about
I mean,
it.
you
but-
already spoiled it.
Did I?
You said the word time travel.
Oh, I guess. But I mean, I'm about to say how it ends, so that's more spoilers.
I guess so.
But spoilers for Endgame. Why are you watching this? You ain't seen Endgame yet. It probably says Endgame somewhere. I love the ending. The ending to me is absolutely perfect. They couldn't have picked a better thing to end on. It's just Captain America dancing with Peggy in like the 1950s or whatever.
Yes.
It's absolutely incredible. I love it.
Yeah.
And also the opening scene is like one of my favourite opening scenes in any movie ever, even outside of Marvel. It's Hawkeye's family just disappear.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. It's shocking if you're
seriously.
a fan.
I just think that I truly think that Endgame should be considered one of the best films of all time. Not because of just the film itself, because obviously as its own thing, separate to everything else, clearly it is not the best film ever made. But in context with the whole insane build up, it's gotta be up there. It's just such
trying
a
to think of the word
spectacle.
because I wouldn't say it's the best film of all time.
No,
I think it's the best.
No. I'm not saying it is the best film of all time.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, yeah. I know what you mean though. It's the best blockbuster.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say that it's critically. I'm not
It's
trying to
not
suggest
high
that.
art,
I'm
it's
not.
Avengers.
Yes, yeah, but you can't.
Yeah.
I feel like you can't just throw it in a trash heap with Tobey
The rest of
Maguire,
Marvel, I
Maguire
guess.
Spider-Man, or
I
or-
mean, Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man.
no, it's not just. It's not any other movie. It is special.
No, it is. It is. It is kind of. It is a landmark movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think a film like that is going to be achieved again.
No.
Or if it is, it's not going to be the same because this was just the first one to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like we
for
said
sure.
before, it especially feels that way for us because we've grown up with these movies during our teenage years. Yeah, it's just really impressive. The fact that it manages to do what it does so well with so many characters. Obviously, there are not so much characters in these Avengers films. There's kind of a few that are focused on, and the rest are just kind of there doing their own bits. But I don't think they could have done what they did any better, what they were trying to do. Like,
No,
I thought it was really, really good.
I don't think you can reasonably ask for much more.
No, I don't think so. I would agree. There's little I would change in either.
What did your Did you say your parents haven't seen these movies?
Yeah, I was watching my dad 'cause he's never seen them before.
What did your dad think of Endgame?
He really likes it. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, no complaints. Same thing.
I'd love
and
to
he's
watch.
a pretty harsh critic, so
Well, I'm potentially going to be watching every Marvel movie with my girlfriend during quarantine, of course, alongside Harry Potter, actually, which I haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah, we watched that a lot at uni, so I've seen
okay.
the Harry Potter films a lot.
I'm not. I'm hesitant with Marvel because it's still fresh for me. Harry Potter, though, I'm feeling.
That'd be good. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I would really like to rewatch all the Marvel films with you. I think that'd be good, from beginning to end.
I think we definitely should do that. I think after quarantine, it'd be lovely to.
Mate, 4-day sleepover. We'll just watch them all straight. We can
That
record
sounds
it.
so good.
Right, you heard it here first, folks. The first openly beta commentary tracks. We're going to do all the Marvel films in order, one after the other. It's going to be great.
I really absolutely want to do this. That sounds so good.
Can I just have a quick hot take before we go on to what you've been playing?
Throw out my hot. Go on, go for it.
The best moment in any Harry Potter film is spoilers. It's when Robert Pattinson dies in Goblet of Fire, and they teleport back, and everyone's cheering because they don't realize he's dead, and then his dad is screaming and crying. It's so good.
That is a good hot take. That is actually a fantastic part for sure. Yeah,
It's incredible. Also, he's Hufflepuff, which everyone knows is the best house, Team Hufflepuff, and it's Robert Pattinson, who everyone knows is the best actor.
I have to say, Harry Potter, 1, 2, 3, and 4, really. It's only after the ending, like you just described.
Yep.
After that, it gets a lot darker.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Before
Goblet of
then-
Fire is the transition
Yes.
between light and dark. When they go to the graveyard, that's when it all changes.
But
Snap of the fingers.
The
like
first-
Thanos.
I guess 3.5 movies
Yeah.
are whimsical.
Oh, they're so whimsical.
And
they're whimsical
just-
incarnate.
So rewatchable. I adore. I have to admit, I really am not a big. I don't remember being anyway because I haven't watched them for a long time. A big fan of movies 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8, or 5, 6, 7, and 7. No, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Yeah.
and 8. I don't know. And I don't remember them being particularly good because there's something so likable about just that wholesome magical vibe. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's good.
Yeah, I definitely prefer 1, 2, 3, and 4 to 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah.
Well, I do love definitely
5, 6, 7, 8, and 8.
It's actually 5, 6, 7, and 7. I just counted.
Oh crap.
But yeah. Harry Potter.
Right.
So what have you been playing and watching?
Okay, Jack, I've been actually really excited to talk to you about this game. Okay.
Oh, do it.
Right. So it's been out Came out of early access end of last year.
Yep.
Hunt Showdown.
Oh yeah, you mentioned it, but we saved it for the podcast.
We did. So it's one of the freshest ideas for a game in years, I think.
Yeah.
I haven't come across a more unique game in a very, very long time. I'm going to explain it to you.
Do it.
Because you don't know anything about it, do you?
I know literally nothing. You sent
Okay.
me like a screenshot of the poster, something like that. That's all I
So it is worth discussing on this podcast because despite being made by Crytek and despite being available for a good couple of years, because of early access, it's still quite unheard of.
I'd never heard of it.
Even amongst gaming circles, like the fact that you haven't heard of it is crazy to me.
Yeah, and I mean, it entered early access in like 2018.
Yeah, but I came across of it through word of mouth.
Yeah.
It's Crytek, but anyway,
Yeah.
the premise of the game is I'll walk you through it. You are a hunter, and you are basically, you go into this map, and it's a pretty big map, really gorgeous, detailed map, and you've got a bounty. Sometimes up to 3. It's random. Sometimes you'll have 1, 2, or 3 bounties, and the bounties are you've got to go and kill a monster. And to do that, you have to find clues. So you have this thing called Dark Sight, which lets you it's basically like Eagle Vision, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But it lets you
all those things.
it lets you find where the clues are. So you go and find the clues, and every time you get a clue, the map is shaded in a bit, and so the bits that aren't shaded in is the area where the monster's held in, and the more clues you get, the smaller the circle becomes. Once you've got 3 clues, it tells you that is where the monster is. So you go and find the monster, you kill the monster, and then you have to banish it, and then you have to escape the map with something called a bounty token.
Yeah.
And then that is the objective, and that's how you complete the objective. Now, there's a lot of nuance to it. You are not alone. There are 12 hunters, as in human players, on the map, who are all after the same bounty. And not only that, there are literally hundreds of NPC zombies as well.
Oh man.
So there's lots of different types of zombies. There's normal zombies. There's armored zombies. There's these weird, crazy zombies which are covered in barnacles. It's got great lore. The story is really cool. It's kind of set in like World War II Germany. It's like, but like an alternative reality. There's no World War. There's no World War. It's like pre-World War. I don't know. I don't actually know the exact date.
Okay.
It's like probably early 1900s. There's all sorts of crazy ones, and the boss monsters that you find are also really cool. And so you're basically, you've got to be really careful. Basically, the guns are realistic, so headshots kill 100% of the time, no matter what the weapon is. And you're going to die very, very quickly if you're shot anywhere else. If you get shot, you bleed, and you have to cover it up, or you will bleed out. So you could get killed by anything if you don't sort your blood out. If you're set on fire, equally, you will die unless you sort that out.
Yeah, I like that. I love like hyper realism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also,
It suits.
It's permadeath.
Oh, okay.
If you die,
Yeah.
you have to start. You have to start again. So you basically recruit hunters
Yeah.
who are level 1 people who have a random pool of abilities. You take that hunter, and then if you survive a game, you can then level up that hunter.
Cool.
And then you also have like an overarching level for yourself. And then that overarching level allows you to spend money on equipping hunters with guns that you've unlocked. But of course, that if you could just die and lose those weapons immediately and have to buy them again and again if you keep dying. So what happens is this is the most unbelievably tense, nerve-wracking game I think one of I've ever played. The game, yeah. So the game puts a huge emphasis on sound design, like above anything you've seen before.
Yeah.
So you have to watch out for twigs snapping.
I was literally gonna say, yeah.
You have to watch out for glass shattered on the floor from other players bursting windows, because everyone's sneaking. It's not a game where people are running around sprinting, because if you run around sprinting, not only are you spotted by the players, you're also spotted by zombies who will then come after you. So everyone's sneaking. So you could be in a building going for to find a clue, and then you hear some dogs barking outside, and it means that a player has walked past some dogs in a cage because they're zombie dogs, and so it's like, oh crap. So you go, okay, I think they came from the right, and then you hear some like tin cans being knocked over from someone's walking into some tin cans. And it's like, okay, there's 2 people. I need to hide. So like you can lay like bear traps and stuff. Also, if you in a situation like that, you can find the clue, and then you can make an exit, and then you can, as you make your way out of the base, you can ring a bell, which will attract all the zombies in the area, and then you can leg it. And so the 2 people who are left in that town then have to deal with these zombies. It's so
that sounds really cool.
Bloody good.
Yeah, you described it to me as like Battle Royale-esque, and it kind of sounds like that, but like a really intense version.
Yeah, but the cool thing is, and I mentioned this in the when I chatted to you yesterday, it's incredibly hardcore if you want to win. But unlike Battle Royale games, where if you lose, you die, right? It's not you either win or you die, and you probably are going to die.
Yeah.
In this, the game encourages you to basically go into the map with an open mind and be opportunistic. So you might go into the map and pick some clues or whatever, maybe kill some people if you're lucky, and then you see so when someone's killed a monster, it notifies everyone on the map that the monster's been killed, and this is where they are, meaning people are banishing it and people are guarding that area.
Yeah.
If you go over there and you see 3 guys on the same team who are patrolling and you're on your own, you're either you can be a like bloody sneaky and try your best, or you can go, you know what, my hunter's level 10, I don't really want to die, so you can cut your losses and you can leave, and then that's how you level up your hunter. You don't have to actually win.
That's way more immersive, giving you actual choices. That's really cool.
So the other day I was on my own, and I'm not obviously not good at the game at all. And
you're bad at games.
I found a clue,
famously,
and I was like, this is gonna be. I'm gonna change up my tactics. I'm not gonna go for the objective this time. I'm gonna just be a pain in the arse. So I found the clue, then I put a trap hidden kind of around the corner of the door to get into that clue, and then I went into a bush outside, like, kind of like a good vantage point, and people came in, and I was like, I was just being a pain in the ass and killing them because I know, and then to add to that, it's not just I'm a pain in the ass, haha. You can then go over to their corpse and you take their weapons, and then you can leave, and you've got their weapons now.
That's cool.
It's
that's like, really cool. So it's a continuation, everything.
It's just the coolest thing. It's such a cool concept.
That sounds really cool. I definitely want to invest in that.
So yeah, I had to talk to you about that because I just think it's such an exciting game.
No, it sounds worth talking about.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
Do you have any hot takes?
I have no hot takes. I've got Stitch here with me. I've had him here the whole time. You can't see him.
Stitch.
Just spiked his hair right up.
So
I'm sure I do have hot takes, but none that come to mind right now.
If you have nothing that you can think of that you want to bring up, I do.
Do it.
I have a topic we can discuss.
Do it.
E3.
Yep.
Was looking pretty dead.
Yep. Or just non-existent.
Yeah. Now, it's looking super, super dead.
Oh.
Because of coronavirus.
That's unexciting. Yeah.
So, what do you think about the future of like live presentations for gaming, but also kind of for everything, and being replaced with online only?
I really hope that doesn't happen. That's my main thought. I think a lot of good stuff has come out of coronavirus in terms of technology. That was kind of badly worded. A lot of bad stuff has come out of coronavirus. But, you know, there's always these sorts of advancements or changes in cultural attitudes towards things. But I would really miss stuff like live presentations. I hope that's not a thing that sticks. I like the idea of you being able to like watch something on a live stream while it's happening, but I would also like to be able to pay unreasonable amounts of money to go in a big sweaty crowd of stinky nerds and watch things happen live at the same time.
It's disappointing, isn't
it?
It's disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit. We never got invited to E3.
No. I'm surprised because, you know, we're
90
good
subscribers.
We're
we
good
got back
friends.
up, by the way, we gained that one subscriber.
I know we've got you on 91 now.
Have we?
Yeah.
Man, we're in the big times, the big leagues.
Yeah, this is 91. As of the 6th, you watch. It'll be 91
by the time this goes online.
Oh.
This is our 91 subscriber special, guys.
I think it's sad because I don't want to. I didn't want to go to E3, the public version, because it just looks really crowded and horrible.
Yeah.
But I always liked the idea that I could one day go to E3.
One day we'd make it. Please.
I just, I'm not joking. The Cyberpunk reveal with Keanu Reeves, brought tears to my eyes.
It didn't quite have that effect on me, but I thought it was very cool. It would be the same if it wasn't in front of a live crowd.
It would be a non-event.
No one would have shouted, "You're breathtaking."
But you would have had Keanu Reeves come out with a script, highly scripted, super surgical rubbish. It wouldn't have been anything. It'd have been like, "Oh, that's really cool. That's awesome. That's it." What happened was he had this real human being who was super famous get super nervous and like giddy with excitement. Come out to all these like absolutely like wild fans. Oh, such an
frothing at the mouth.
When I watched that particular E3, it was end of exams, and I think it was anyway.
Relief struck in, and you
And
saw Keanu Reeves.
I was with real people because that was when we could actually see real
Back
people.
then, yeah.
And it was the right people who all got. The people I was with also got unreasonably excited.
Man, that sounds way better than the way I saw it.
How did you see it?
I just like on my phone on Reddit, like in bed probably. Oh, Keanu Reeves, that's hype.
Oh no, I watched it live, and we were all a little bit tipsy.
Oh, I didn't watch it live.
And we were all like shouting. I've always watched E3 on my own. That was the first time I've ever been like,
Oh,
actually.
that's so great.
Oh man.
Jamie, new hot take. When coronavirus ends, we need to watch more events live, assuming live events happen after coronavirus ends.
Jack, if possible, I'd like us to go around each other's houses to watch even online presentations of things that we find exciting.
We were going to do that with the video game BAFTAs. I booked a day off work for it. And then coronavirus happened. It's going to be a big thing. And then it was just me laying in bed watching Dara O'Brien. It was fun, but it wasn't the same as what it was going to be. We were going to live stream it.
That's the thing, though. I got really excited. I don't care about the video game BAFTAs particularly.
No,
I got really excited for watching it with you. I was so excited for that.
That's what the channel's all about.
Like I would never watch that on my own. But with you, that would be really fun. But it's never going to happen
anyway.
Because the BAFTAs isn't going to happen anymore ever.
Welp, you heard it here first, folks.
There's a hot take for you.
I need more. Okay, people who know me somewhat well are going to scoff at this because they're going to think I have too much already. I need more gaming in my life. And I don't mean playing video games. I need more like general gaming media with people who like gaming more.
I mean, you've got me. I feel like I'm a pretty good answer to that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I feel like
in my life, Jamie.
We're both like incredibly excited. I feel like you're one of the few people I know that I can get like truly nerdy.
That's what it's about. It's about getting childishly excited about gaming. I love it.
There's oh my god, this game looks cool, and then there's yes, they made the Nintendo Switch buttons clicky again.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077.
It's gonna be great. Gaming's great. I don't give a shit. It's great. Should we end it there?
I mean, we can do that. I was gonna slightly elaborate, but
you can elaborate. Go for an elaboration. We can skip past the tangent.
All I was gonna say was I thought that I like how. I like Nintendo Directs.
Yeah.
Have you watched Sony's equivalent?
I don't think so.
So Sony's equivalent is basically like a Nightmare Hell version of.
Is it meant to be?
I don't believe so. It's basically like a super boring, lame Nintendo Direct, where instead of so in a Nintendo Direct, they'll have someone come on and go. So like they'll have someone go, "What's that noise? Can you hear that?" And you can hear like woohoo in the background, and
the distance,
and it's like, and then the person with the green screen will then like Bowser himself and Donkey Kong will come on stage, like not stage, green screen world, and like give him a handshake.
When you say Bowser himself, do you mean Doug Bowser?
I mean Doug Bowser meeting Bowser like they did at E3 last year.
Meeting Donkey Kong.
But
Donkey Kong.
And then in between like their more mundane games, the announcer will go. It's not like, and here is our next game, or even worse, just nothing. They go, have you ever wanted to be the hairiest pirate on planet Exoriath?
Oh, they have fun with it.
Like, yes, I do.
Yeah.
Whereas the Sony one,
They know what they're doing.
it's just like there's like a narrator at the beginning going, "Welcome to the Sony Play event," and then it just plays a load of games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too corporate. Too kind of going for a futuristic professional vibe, I guess.
Which is crazy because Sony's last E3 was weird.
What was their last E3? Oh, pardon me. What was their last E3?
Pardon you.
Yeah, that was a bit grim. Sorry, everyone.
They were in tents, like giant tents, and each game they moved to a different tent, which was themed around that game.
That sounds good. I don't remember that.
Like, The Last of Us, they were in this big tent, and then they show some gameplay, and it takes place in the tent that everyone was standing in real life. It's like
That
a
sounds really cool.
load of money.
Why don't they do fun stuff like that for their directs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it is. A lot of the time, it's like I know gaming can be more than fun, and it's always great when it's more than fun. But at the end of the day, it's mainly fun. We want to have fun.
It's
Let's
like,
just have fun with it.
yeah, you've got the serious games which are awesome, but then let's be honest. You're playing The Last of Us, and it's great. And you're like, it's grungy, and you're having a great miserable time playing it.
Yeah.
And let's not pretend that if freaking Master Chief walks on and gives you a helping hand, you're gonna give him a standing ovation, right?
Wait, in The Last of Us?
In The Last of Us.
No, I would hate that.
No. You're not thinking straight. All right, I'll be more realistic.
If Master Chief walked in The Last of Us,
Donkey Kong.
I would say, oh, well, they've ruined this.
No,
Why is Master Chief here?
You wouldn't. You'd go,
My
yes!
emotion is shattered.
You'd stand up and you would politely applaud the screen.
What you should have said is, if Master Chief walked in on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
No, that's not funny though, because that actually might happen.
I would still applaud. I
damn
wouldn't
right.
expect it, even after everything. I wouldn't expect that.
I suppose not.
Quick question, Jamie.
Go on.
You ever cried at a video game?
No,
I cried at The Last of Us. The only game ever.
I think you said that
Hence
before.
proving
Yeah.
that video games can be more than fun.
Having said that, I've been very close to crying on multiple games,
Yeah.
but not because they were. In both cases, not because they were sad, but because they were like,
Epic?
yes.
Epic gamer moment. Yeah.
The end of Breath of the Wild, I was kind of like, just, whoa, that was so good, and it was a
it's just
happy
kind of-
ending.
Not really relief, but I don't know.
And the end of, and I will bring it up, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That in all honesty, that genuinely did almost bring me to tears because it has the most fantastic orchestrated soundtrack, and I won't spoil it, but the ending is just so bloody beautiful and like cosmic. Like I can't even. The word cosmic is the first thing that came to my mind. Like it's so big.
I mean, I think that sums it up.
It's just epic, but it's not epic. It's cosmic. It's better than epic. It was just cool. Yeah.
I mean, people cry at movies all the time, and you spend a lot more time and emotional investment and just cognitive effort on games.
I've cried to 2 movies before.
Oh, I can't count how many movies I've cried to. For a long time, it was only The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, but now it's a lot of movies. Maybe we should do that one day. We'll do a game of how many movies have Jack cried to. We'll do a Sandbox.
Or we can just like watch a series of movies that are guaranteed to make you cry and live stream it.
Yeah. I don't do it very often, but I've watched a lot of movies, you know?
I'm not an emotionless person. Quite the opposite.
Jamie, you're a cold robot and everyone knows it.
I have been close to tears on many occasions with films. Oh no, I'm wrong actually. I've cried 3 times. 3 times.
Do you want to list them?
I Am Legend with the dog. Castaway with Wilson.
Fair.
And I've now forgotten. Oh yeah, Inside Out
Dancing.
with Inside Out with the imaginary friend.
That's really funny because I was going to say I haven't cried to any of those, but I also cried to Inside Out with the imaginary friend. It was less the imaginary friend and more happiness embodiment breaking down to tears.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, I can relate. I'm happiness incarnate.
The person I was with cried too. He's a shared friend of ours.
Oh, that's intriguing. I'm trying. That's hard because I think like 5 of our friends cried to Inside Out. But I'm trying to think who you watched it with. For a long time, the only film I'd cried to was The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
I haven't seen it.
Really, I watched
really
it like,
haven't.
like 3 times, and I cried all 3 times.
Wow.
And I was quite young, and it's quite a mature film, so I think that was quite a good one.
Maybe I shouldn't watch it.
You know what though? I think Inside Out was like the second film I cried to at uni. Like I didn't cry to a film for years, and then I kind of like gained emotional maturity, and realised that sometimes I need to cry at things.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with crying, everyone. Go and have a cry. It doesn't make you bitter at all, like us.